Mhm.
All right, Leon, within the blink of eye, we are back.
Mm.
So today, right?
Yes.
So it's our casual topic day, right? And
Mm.
obviously, we got to talk about the English Premier League. I mean, they are on the international break right now.
Yep.
It's an excited, passionate topic for us because
Yep.
we spend a certain part of our life, good life, on our EPLs, and we do get visibly frustrated when they go for useless international breaks.
Look, can I just say we should just make do with our international breaks?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I
Yeah.
mean, you spoil the
Yeah.
momentum. I
Yeah.
mean, you
Exactly.
just came up from
Yeah.
international duty at Euro Cup.
Yeah.
You the players come in, the
Yeah.
players are fit,
Yeah.
and within
We just
3
play three
weeks
games.
they've gone
Right.
for
I'm
international
I'm
duty. I mean,
almost
why don't
getting
we
with
just pack it, get it down with?
I'm almost getting withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, if you look at the comparison
Yeah.
between players who play for the amount of
Yeah.
viewership for
Yeah.
EPL
Yeah.
versus any other audience, I
Yeah.
mean, it's hands down.
Look, how many of us do watch the international competitions, the international matches?
I
Are
read the
the
scores.
Yeah, I read the scores, right? I say, oh, okay, they beat this team 3-0, 2-0, whatever. I'm not even gonna watch the highlights.
Right. So
Yeah.
minus
Mm.
our grants, we got
Yeah.
it out of the system.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get to the EPL. I mean, all most of the teams and everything else.
Hmm.
So we want to talk a lot of little categories that we've come up with today, and today
Hey.
we want to talk about the managers, right? Not the players. I think let's. It's still early to talk about
Hmm.
specific performance of a team, where they are on the table and
Yep.
everything else.
Yep.
But I think on the managerial side, we have
Hmm.
seen some new managers come across. We have seen some managers to look out for, and of course, our odds on our bets
Yep.
on managers that we think are going to be fired very soon.
Ouch.
Yes. So without further ado,
Hmm. Hmm.
okay, let's look at new managers. Leon, I mean, which are the new managers that come to your mind? We might not have covered all of them, but I think we got highlighted a couple of highlight four of them.
Yeah, I
Leon.
mean the big one is obviously Arne Slot.
Ah, of course, of course. I mean, how
Arne
can we
Slot.
forget Arnie Slot? Arnie Slot,
Well, I
Arnie
mean,
Slot.
he's got big shoes to fill. I mean, obviously Jurgen Klopp was a big personality,
Yes, yes, yes.
big
But
character.
there's a big difference, right? Because
Yeah.
he takes on the role of a head coach,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Versus Jurgen Klopp,
Yeah.
which had much more wider responsibilities in terms of club management,
Hmm.
hierarchy, and everything
Hmm.
else.
Hmm.
And I think Slot, I mean, having seen him, right,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
seems he didn't seem too much bothered about fitting in. You know,
Yeah.
he wanted to make sure that he's doing his own style,
Yeah.
his own way of working.
He's. I mean, I've seen one or two of his interviews. He
Okay,
seems rather chill, right?
grounded,
Yeah, very
very grounded.
grounded.
Yeah.
Speaks very good English, and not an issue there. Apparently, he was chosen because
Yes.
they read into things like his statistics on turnover. You know how they press at far and north,
Right.
right?
Right. 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 Right.
Okay, this is a guy, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
even with 3 weeks in, he
yeah,
has made a
yeah.
couple of changes how he wants the team to
Play
play.
correct.
Right.
Although having said that, we gotta bear in mind they haven't really bought much in the summer.
They only bought one guy so far.
Yeah, exactly. So he's made do with the toys at his disposal.
Right. 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 Right.
Right,
Right.
right. He's just decided, okay, these are the guys I have.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to play them a certain way, slightly different
Different. Yeah.
from the club era.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the biggest difference that these Arnie
Yeah.
slots bringing to the game, at
Yeah.
least impressing upon, is the change in
Mm-hmm.
expectation of the strikers. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He expects them to track back. He
Mm-hmm.
expects to track back. Even the midfielders, he expects them to
Mm-hmm.
track back. Right? I
Mm-hmm.
think that is probably one
Yeah.
of the biggest change he's probably
Yeah.
insisted on.
Yeah. I think defensively they make some changes as well. They're a lot tighter.
Yes.
Um, he wants control.
Yeah.
He wants his team to have control.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he is more
Yeah.
defensive
I
first.
won't say more decent.
You
They
think
still
so?
have the attacking flair,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he wants them to be a bit more resolute.
So
Yeah,
so so I would say it's more of getting the possession of the ball. So if you
yeah,
lose the ball, I want to get
mhm,
the possession of the ball as
yeah,
quick as possible.
yeah,
So even if you want to break, you only need to break with people supporting
mm,
you, right? Because
yeah,
we do not want you to break, or at least he doesn't want you to break and then lose the ball,
yeah, mhm,
right? So I
mhm,
think that's a lot more to think
mm,
to expect from Ani Slot,
yeah.
right?
So he's got off to a very good
Good
start.
start,
They
three out
have
of
won
three,
3 out of 3. They haven't conceded a single goal as yet.
and
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but I think
mm,
it was only one Liverpool manager to do that, winning
yeah, yeah,
winning the opening
yeah,
three
yeah,
games,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So that itself speaks a lot of records,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Indeed, indeed.
So let's not get bogged
Mm,
down just by one manager,
yep,
even
yep.
though we
Mhm,
can spend the whole day talking about Arne Slot,
mhm,
including Leon,
mhm,
who is a closet supporter. right? Okay, and next we have a Brighton and Hove Albion, right? Two
Two
teams
teams.
combined together,
Oh
right? Let's not
yeah, yeah.
forget
That's
that,
not
right?
fair. Uh-huh.
And I can't pronounce the manager's name. Leon, maybe you can do a better job.
Fabio Hazella. Yeah,
Fabian Ezela.
yeah.
Oh, never heard of him.
Well, he's young enough to be my son.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's not get
It's
Ezela's
okay.
age.
Let's not do that. Okay.
But you did share he was
Yeah.
from Bundesliga's.
St. Pauli,
Ah,
Bundesliga too. So he's not in the same competition as the likes of Dortmund, Bayern Munich, or Leverkusen. Yeah,
Leverkusen.
yeah.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
but incredible. Like Brighton have gone out to identify him as the person to take over the hot seat at Brighton. They must have done that now. Look, the last two or three manager appointments have been very, very good,
Sure,
right?
sure.
And it takes a lot of conviction to pick somebody who's only 31.
Right,
Look, a lot of players in the league are older than 31.
right,
Yeah.
right, 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 right.
James Milner, who's now playing for Brighton,
Yes, he is. Yes,
he's
he's
what,
it.
37, 38,
Yeah, I
maybe?
think so.
Yeah.
37,
He's
38.
like
Yeah, yeah.
6, 7 years older than a manager.
Sure.
Yeah, unheard of.
Mm.
So the playing style is still there. They've got off to a good start. They've won 2 out of 3 matches.
Right.
They had a good win against Man United in game 2.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure, sure.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean they've. I mean even last year Brighton was off to a good start. If
yeah.
you remember Brighton last
Correct.
year, they had a
Yeah,
good scoring breeze for
yeah,
the last first 10 matches and
yeah, yeah.
everything else.
Mhm.
And I think now with the new manager they've got onto it.
Yep.
Let's see how
Mm.
they go on from there, right?
Yeah.
And of course now
Mhm.
we have also Chelsea, right?
Yep.
Enzo Maresca, is it?
Yeah, Enzo
Yeah, Enzo
Maresca
Maresca
from Leicester City.
from Leicester City. So he
He's
left.
Italian.
He
Yeah,
left. I think when Enzo was still there, he got Leicester promoted.
yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
did. He did.
So he got Leicester
Yeah,
promoted. A good offer came in,
yep,
and he switched on to Chelsea.
yep.
And I think in Chelsea he's going to have a very very different challenge.
Well, I mean, first of all, they've got to trim the squad, right? I mean, there are a lot of jokes around Chelsea arriving in a double-decker team bus to the stadium, yeah, and the team photo is like,
So would you what kind of manager would you prefer to be? Would you prefer the manager to be handed a squad of excesses, or to come in and say no, this is a shoestring budget, do with what you have, but I want results?
I mean, access is a first world problem.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
exactly, exactly, exactly.
But it's just you obviously cannot keep all the players happy.
Right.
It's difficult to move all of them on because they're on long-term big contracts.
And you
Yeah,
don't get a lot of clubs coming from them
yeah,
because their salary
yeah.
scares them, right?
Right,
It's
correct.
simply
Yeah,
because Chelsea bought them at such a,
yeah,
what do you call it, exorbitant
yeah, yeah,
price
yeah.
package to bring them to Chelsea and everything
Mm,
else. And if they're going to sell it like any
yeah,
other person,
yeah,
you're going to sell it for profit, or at
yeah.
least not make too much of loss, right?
Mm.
So it's going to be a difficult negotiation. So
It's
in the
difficult. Yeah.
short term, Enzo probably going to do best with what he has.
I don't think they're gonna have to buy new
I
players.
I I I, I don't think he needs to talking to
Yeah,
scouts about
yeah,
buying.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
needs to talk to about scouts of
Yeah, about
selling.
selling. Yeah, I think he'll be calling up all the players' agents to say, "Hey, I want to move this player on. Do
Yeah.
you mind moving him somewhere?" Yeah,
Yeah. So, but again,
Mm.
Chelsea's result seems muted so far.
yeah.
Three on one win, one
Mm.
draw, and one loss.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's as much as we want to see about Chelsea. Looking
Yeah.
forward to
Correct.
seeing more of
Mm.
Chelsea, seeing this transformation coming along from
Mm.
Enzo,
Mhm.
right?
Mm.
And Leicester, right? Of course, we talk about Enzo's ex club, and guess who's their manager?
Steve Cooper.
Where have I seen this chap before?
He was at Nottingham Forest. Yeah.
Ah,
And well, he got the Leicester job because he was available. I've got a soft spot for Leicester. A couple of things. I stay on Leicester Road.
do you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But we're in Singapore, right?
Okay.
And second, like,
So you see in Leicester Road in
yeah.
Singapore.
Yes, correct.
So is it seriously?
So I'm in a way a Leicester City supporter, and
You're a Leicester City resident, not a supporter.
who can ever forget
Ah,
what happened in 2015-2016 season?
oh, that's a fairy tale.
That's a fairy tale, never to be repeated.
Yeah, never to be
Yeah,
repeated. I mean, the shot of that
yeah,
being repeated is.
yeah.
I mean, you you
Close to
you,
none.
you can
Yeah,
bet your house on it,
yep, yep,
right?
yeah,
And Steve Cooper coming to Leicester,
yeah.
and they've actually they lost 2 out of the 3
Mm,
games. The
mm,
first one, the
mm,
game they won was against Spurs, right?
mm,
And
mm,
and you get a lot of these
mm.
viral videos of Vardy.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Going on and talking about,
Yeah, I mean he's yeah.
right?
I've won one,
One Premier League,
you none,
nothing, zero.
nothing.
And then you get this immediate fans,
Yeah,
Arsenal fans,
yeah.
saying that, you know what, you should actually get a statue of your stadium.
Well, I mean, I quite miss Vardy. I mean, he disappeared for one season because they were playing in the championship, right?
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
he's a late developer,
Yeah,
right?
but you should
Yeah,
put Vardy in the same group as who do we talk about in
yeah.
Brighton? The 37-year-old. I just forgot.
James Milner.
James
Yeah,
Milner.
yeah. Vardy is not quite that old. He's like
Okay,
maybe
one,
35. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, but
yeah.
he's again another
James Milner. Okay,
abnormal.
he's okay. He's a different case from Milner. Milner came onto the scene when he was 18.
Right,
He
right.
played for Leeds. Yeah,
Yes,
right.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes,
He came on just after Wayne Rooney.
yes.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a Leeds team, right? Alan Smith was forward.
that was proper Leeds team,
Yeah,
right?
properly.
And Vardy actually went to Leicester City when he was like 26 or 27 from non-league club. I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
purchased him for 1 million. I think that's 1 million well spent.
yeah. Tell me about it. I mean,
Yeah,
he actually stayed on with the club
yeah,
from all the
yeah,
ups and the
yeah,
downs
yeah.
and
If you look
everything
at
else.
Mahrez, he left.
Yeah, right.
N'Golo Conte, he left.
Majority of the players that we
Major
know of
players, yeah,
after the
correct, correct.
winning year, they
After
left.
winning, yeah,
I think Vardy still stays
yeah,
there.
yeah,
He still has the captaincy and everything else.
yeah,
I don't think he can get to play the 90 minutes and everything else,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
think we got to see from the games that we have,
Right.
he can turn the game around.
He can still run.
Yeah.
He can still finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So moving on from new managers, there might be another one or two
Mhm.
managers, but I think
Yeah.
I think these are the four that we like to see, and we like to see how they
Mhm.
progress and everything else. And managers to look out for, right?
Mm.
Ipswich.
So Kieran McKenna,
Yeah.
old face in a sense because he was in the dugout along with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Was he?
Yeah.
At Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford. He was the number two. Yeah.
Ah,
So
okay,
number
okay.
two.
A
He's
point that I
okay.
missed,
He
but I
was
don't
this
miss.
Phil Neville look-alike.
Oh, Phil never
Yeah.
look like. Is that what you
And
call him
then
right now? Phil never look
yeah.
like. But he was highlighted as a hot manager, a
Yeah.
young
He
hot
was
manager,
because he
as
went
a
with
possibility for.
correct for Eric Ten Hag, who we'll talk about a bit
Right.
later.
Okay.
So he went at Ipswich, became the number one at Ipswich, and took them up.
Right.
Yeah. So he's done fairly well.
Yep.
Very well.
Yep. 27 years old. Huh?
No,
What?
older than that.
Older than.
Yeah, older than that. He's older than Hazela at Brighton.
So how young is he?
I think he's in his late 30s or
Late
something.
30s.
Yeah,
Late
correct.
30s.
Still
Okay.
not that old. Yeah.
So, but is this his first managerial experiences? Full
Yes,
manager. Yeah.
yeah, correct.
Right.
So he was kind of like earmarked for bigger things. They were talk over the summer that he would be moving on, but he's apparently staying on. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
think.
it'll be interesting to see how he does in his first season in the EPL.
Yep, yep.
Mm.
Looking forward to. I mean, from what I've
Yeah.
seen in Ipswich and everything else, I
Mm.
think they have a couple of wins in them. I
Mhm.
mean, remember this club's just got promoted, so there's a lot of acclimatization
Mm.
they need to
Mhm.
get
Mhm.
into Premier
Mhm.
League and everything
Mhm.
else. They got it. I mean, they played Liverpool, so they've got a
Mhm.
hard game in that
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
in the two matches they've lost. So they've actually got a win.
Yeah.
Right, Ipswich actually got a win, so that's a really big kudos to them, right?
Correct.
To Kieran
Mm.
McKenna
Mhm.
and managers to go. What are the early starters or early bets on managers to go? I'm sure there's one I can always remember. I mean, not to say that I don't like the other to go. I think the first one we cannot ignore is
Yeah.
Sean Dyke. I think he's having a very, very hard patch.
Yes. So we're talking about Sean Dyche at Brighton, at Everton. Sorry. Here's an interesting one, right? He came in uh, last season,
Right.
right? Last season they had points docked twice. They survived.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, Everton have had close brushes with relegation quite a few times in the last 10,
You,
15
you would
years.
give anyone in a hospital a heart attack.
Somebody we know, but it's okay. Let's spare him. Yeah. Um, Look, they've now lost 3 out of 3.
Yes.
I watched a game against
Oh,
Bournemouth. They were leading at home at Goodison Park,
yes.
2-0 up to the 87th minute, and they just capitulated. They lost 3 goals in the next 9 or 10 minutes.
So to me,
Yeah,
I mean, okay,
yeah.
there are
That is relegation form for you.
yeah, so there are games of the season,
Yeah,
but that was the
yeah,
best
yeah.
9 minutes of a comeback. It is probably slated as one of the best comeback ever.
Well, I'll say it from the other point of view. Everton managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
But that happened through a tactical switch at Bournemouth,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who's
Mm.
Bournemouth's manager?
Can't
I
remember
can't
the
remember
name.
his name, but I
Right.
think he's a Spanish guy. He's been there, and he brought in three substitutes, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All attack focus,
Mm-hmm.
and you should and Sean Dyche should have seen the
Mm.
signs coming, because one
Mm.
of them actually got in very close,
Mm.
very early on, right?
Yep.
And they let it move along because they
Mm-hmm.
thought they still,
Mm-hmm.
with a 2-0 lead, they
Yep.
still can get it long
Yep.
and through the line and
Yep.
everything else. But
Mm-hmm.
the whistle didn't come
Mm-hmm.
till it became too late.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
and Sean Dyke, our heart goes out to you, not my
Mm.
heart, because
But he's in danger. He's in danger. Yeah.
yeah, he's definitely a
Yeah.
danger. But he's
So
been,
I think it'll be interesting to see the next couple of games.
yeah,
Like,
but he has experience in this territory,
correct. Correct.
right? He has a
Yeah.
lot of experience in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
territory, right?
Yeah.
Remember, he's an ex Burnley manager
Yeah. Yeah.
somewhere
Yeah.
along the way and
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
else.
Correct. Yeah.
A hard guy. So let's
Mm-hmm.
see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And next we have is ETH.
ETH. Hmm. Okay. So this one is
You're talking with a
interesting.
very heavy heart, aren't you?
No vested interest from me.
In Eric Ten Hag,
Yeah.
in Manchester United manager, you don't have vested interest.
No
Yeah.
vested interest.
Okay.
Okay. So there was a review in the summer.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Ineos team came in and they decided, after talking to a few managers,
Right.
right, that he was the best guy for them, right? So ETH managed to save his own job by winning the FA Cup
Yes,
final,
that's
right?
the only
Yeah,
thing that
yeah,
saved
yeah,
him, right?
yeah. So the FA Cup final victory gave even the fans a few good factors, thinking, "Hey, tactically they're actually quite good.
Right.
The team actually they can have control a bit. They can well they didn't exactly outplay Man City, but they know how to win, right? Um, I'm sure if they had lost that cup final, he would have been gone.
Yes,
Mm,
I think there was a difference. I think everyone
yeah,
expected him to go,
yeah,
but that win,
yeah.
wow, that was a big win for him. That
That
was
was
a
a
very
big
big
win
win
for
for
him.
him. Yeah.
This, in a way, reminds me of the 1990 cup game, FA Cup game between Man United and Nottingham Forest. And during that time, Alex Ferguson was touted to be sacked if they lost the
Oh
game.
yes.
So it was a Mark Robbins who's now the Coventry manager
Right.
who scored the goal. They progressed, went on to win the FA Cup final, and you know what happened in the next 20 years, right? Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
say that because you think Eric Ten Hag is like
I'm not
Alex
saying that.
Ferguson.
I'm not saying this is a Mark Robbins moment for Erin Ten Hag, right? But you look, uh, 3 games in the season, he's under pressure again.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I think this nowadays the constant reviewing of the manager. I mean, you
Mm,
just add
mm,
the guy on the
mm.
chopping board. You just made a decision that
Yeah.
this guy is going to stay there, take over
Yeah.
the team, and everything else.
Right.
But 3 games on,
Yeah.
you're revisiting it again. I mean,
Okay.
it's really a big distraction for the
I
guy. Why
mean,
didn't you just let him know? Okay, I'll give you 10 games,
yeah.
right? Let's see how you do with 10 games, right?
I mean, look, they gave him. I mean, they sort of like extended his contract by a year, I
Yeah.
think through an option. And no, 2 games out of 3. That's not a good look. They finished 8th last season.
Yes.
They lost a total of 14 games throughout the season. They had a negative goal difference, unheard of,
Well, that's a first.
unheard
There's
of.
always a
I
first.
know. And at the end of the day, I mean, I quote the great Brian Clough from Nottingham Forest. He was asked, "What business is he in?" He said, "Do you think we're in the football business? No. Do you think we're in the entertainment business? No. We are in the results business."
Business.
Yes.
And with that, and
Yeah.
within the next blink of the eye, we'll see you with next EPL discussion or
Cheerio.
talk.
Bye.
See you. Done.